Good morning. Today is August 5th and it's early morning and I am out in the garden. Yesterday was pretty discouraging, so I thought I'd get out here again today and look everything over again. I'm just trying to decide if there's anything else I can do yet today. Rogue's here to help me. I'm back here in the beans right now, and the beans are still looking good. There's a bunch here. I've always heard beans are kind of, if you really want to grow something, grow beans. Well, I see why, because they grow and they're making me feel better, because these plants are terrible and I still have beans, so that's good. I don't know what this is. I'll have to do a little research into this too, along with a few other things, and find out why the beans did this. It probably has to do with a pest, since I have so many pests. So I'm gonna look into that, and I'm probably gonna have to cut all of that out, because last time I cut it out is when the plants started doing better. So I'll cut that out. To keep an eye out for my pruning shears along here, because I lost them somewhere yesterday. And look at these green beans. This is awesome. There are green beans everywhere. All over this plant, finally. And they're big, and they're like ready to be picked already. So I don't know what was taking them so long, but they're finally here. And who knows how many I'm gonna get. Probably not many, because it's so late in the year, but that's okay. There's purple, lots of purple beans. Big rip in the path. So I had to get some cardboard on that. Cucumbers look the same today. There's still a lot of this powdery mildew that I need to take care of or just leave. I just feel like my cucumber days are numbered here. But, I mean, it's still going good. I did a little more pruning yesterday, which seemed good. I'm finally seeing a little bit of the ground underneath. I think that's the goal, is to get airflow through the bottom. And I just have a hard time cutting off perfectly healthy leaves. I don't know why that's so hard for me, but it is. So I cut off quite a few yesterday, so I could keep working on that and see what I end up with. But everything is starting to grow up here very nicely. I mean, everything's looking nice. It's not too thick. It's getting a lot thinner, and it is a lot easier to find the cucumbers that are up on the trellis. So that is kind of nice, instead of having to dig underneath. This cabbage over here is really looking good. I'm thinking that neem oil, I feel like I'm hearing something chewing over here. It might just be the kittens, though. I'm thinking that neem oil really helped a lot with this. Look at that one's, like, the leaves are turning purple over there. This one has some kind of spider in it. Be careful when I pick that one. There's probably gonna be slugs starting to crawl in here any day now. I hate it when they get the slugs. That's just the worst. Everybody says you put a little tray of beer in there, which I haven't done in a while, so I might do that too. It's kind of like making my list here of what I should be doing in here this weekend. This one, I see lots of slicing cucumbers on it. There are tons of blossoms and tons of pollinators. So I'm not even gonna touch it, because look at all of these. There's tons. And then I saw a couple nice cucumbers underneath here. So I think these are just a little later blooming than the pickling ones. And then these are doing good, except the leaves are really eaten up. But they just, all of a sudden, and there's a lot of chewed up leaves. Tons. Other than that, they're doing good. And these, I fascinated by these. I just still can't believe how well they look, how good they look. They were so bad. I really didn't think they were going to make it at all, and they're doing great. And this cabbage in here. I really hope we get some good heads of lettuce out of here. I mean, cabbage out of here. Because this might be one of the bigger success stories of the garden this year. If we can get them to heads of lettuce, cabbage, without too much being eaten like the other ones, that would make me happy this year. Then I might buy another one of these for next year. Ah, there's another cabbage with the top. I mean, now I'm calling the broccoli cabbage. Broccoli with the heads on it. And then the kale. I do have someone coming to get a bunch of kale today, so that's good. And I also want to get my table set up. I could put a bunch out on my vegetable stand if I could ever get it set up, but I just don't feel so good today yet. Feeling a little better. So I might be able to do that. Peppers. These peppers are making my heart pretty happy this weekend. They are tall, they are pretty, they are healthy, and they've got peppers. Let me knock on some wood here because you know how quickly things can change out here in the garden. For right now, they really are doing good, and I hope they continue to do good. There are a lot of, I don't know what this is. Look at this ladybug. That is a pretty ladybug. There's quite a few where I think the blossoms really didn't make it. That's not the plan, where they turned brown instead of turning into peppers. So that's a little worrisome, but there is still quite a few. Which is good news. So I'm still looking for those, still waiting. This is what happened last year. Like, I had nothing, and I had never grown peppers before, and all of a sudden, there they were. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with this plant. There's something going on in there. I better keep an eye on that one. It might not be good. There's that baby pepper over there. I know I saw a couple yesterday, but see, it's there. It's up there. They're just so cute. I think peppers are just like the cutest little plants. They're the cutest little baby vegetables. See, there's one in there. There's a ladybug. It almost looks like the flower's turning more brown instead of into a pepper. I also shake the peppers because peppers are like tomatoes where they're kind of self-pollinating. You just have to shake them. Oh, here's another pepper. See, here's another one in there. I feel like all of a sudden there's two in here actually. There's two in there. So I think we're gonna get peppers. Last year I just had a problem with the peppers. All of a sudden they like all got a hole in them. I didn't know if it was because of the hornworms or what that was from, but I have to keep an eye out for that this year. Hoping that doesn't happen. I know I saw a post somewhere about tomatoes getting a hole like that, and a lot of people said it was fertilizer. They needed fertilizer, or it was some disease. So, yeah, so I'm not sure which it is. Ooh, look at these tomatoes. Tons and tons of blossoms on these tomatoes. Let me shake those just a little bit. I don't know what kind these are. I can't see the little signs anymore. They kind of got buried under the tomato plants. There are tomatoes in there already, though. So I don't know what these are. Whatever they are, they grew and they're big. I wonder if these are the those early girls over here somewhere. It might be what these are. I'm not sure, but all these flowers need to be shaken. I mean, they don't need to be. It seems like we have a lot of pollinators around here. But sometimes I just like to help them out. Those onions over there they're definitely not going to make it. They just look worse every day. Bait zucchini is looking like it might be good zucchini pretty soon. Not seeing any trouble in there yet. Oh, and then I have these onions in here. Just feel like I need to shake these plants. There's so many blossoms on it. Yeah, tons. I think they're just getting them now. We'll just shake the whole trellis. Shake everybody here. Okay, so I'm not over here to these tomatoes, but these tomatoes have me a little bit concerned because not this bed yet specifically. These are ones I just got them all trellised up. Trellis is kind of leaning pretty good. It's not going anywhere, but it's sure leaning. There's a ridiculous amount of dill in here that needs to get picked out. I need to do that today. I went a little crazy on the dill and I need to get it out of my garden. Or I have a feeling it's going to be a problem for many years to come. But like this bed, there's something weird going on in this bed. I can't quite put my finger on it. My plants are shorter, which would make me worry about hornworm, but I don't see any hornworm damage over here. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Let's talk about the zucchinis real quick. And I'm not going to touch them because they have tons and tons of pollinators today. They're just all over them, which is awesome. That's good. Flowers are looking great. But look at these. There's tons of zucchinis in here today. I did give them a little fertilizer. I was thinking about it, and last year I think I fertilized every week, and this year I really haven't done that as much. So, like, maybe it all just needs a little bit of fertilizer. Plus, I had all that mulch in there, and I know when you use like wood mulch like that, it really uses up the nitrogen. So, I have this organic fertilizer that I bought last year, and so I think I'm going to start using that once a week again for the next couple weeks. Just to help these plants, because like I said, they haven't been producing as much, so maybe that'll help, and we'll see. Then I'll tell you what it is, because then I think it's a good fertilizer. Look at this plant, has a ton of zucchinis on it. This one just has like one yellow one. There's quite a few again today, and they're a decent size, so I can pick these today. Later tonight. That one's kind of iffy. One end is pretty big, but the other end is not. Okay, now here's where I found that hornworm last night. I'm so glad I found that thing, because I like this plant. And not all of them are doing so good, so I'm really glad I found it when I did. But I'm going to have to come out here every night and look now, because last year after I found one, I found a bunch. So, like I said, the easiest way is to look for the poops, because they're big. You can see them, and it makes it a lot easier to find the hornworms. You at least know what plants to look on. I mean, sometimes they're on the ground underneath. That one I just happened to see it on the leaf. And it looked like a mouse had been in the garden. Okay, I'm not seeing anything much else here. So these plants look good, all except for that one that I had found in here. So glad I found that. This is where those blister beetles were, and it really concerned me that there were so many on this plant. There were like 15 on this plant last night, so I just put this stuff on it. I don't like using stuff. I try not to use anything. But those, I have to deal with those right away. There are so many Roma tomatoes. Look at this. It's all in one spot. That is a lot of tomatoes. They're all going to be done at once, so I got to start making plans for those and getting ready for them. Tons of cherry tomatoes over here. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that mess those blister beetles were making. They're so gross. There's red tomatoes under there. I gotta get those out of there. Red cherry tomatoes, but now I just don't even want to go over there because I know that there were a bunch of those in there. Yeah, so there's still a ton. There's a ton of tomatoes in here. There's a bunch turning red in there. I don't know. I feel like there's something up with the tomatoes, and I just can't put my finger on it. There's a ton of Romas. I kind of feel like it'll be a relief once all these Romas are done. And then I'll get them all picked up, and then they're done for the year. I feel like there's just something about knowing them are just done for the year. Where the other ones might make it to the frost, might not. So I'll have to watch that. This year I have a much better handle on what's determinate and what is indeterminate out here. So that'll really help. And these have been so good all year. These are more of the sweetie cherries. They had the blister beetles, but I don't know, the plants just don't look great. You know, they're kind of small and shrivelly, and leaves are turning yellow and brown. I don't know, there's something weird about these plants. I just can't decide what it is. I've not tied them up to the trellis, so maybe that's what they need. So maybe I'll do that this weekend. Get them up so they're not just hanging here. But man, they have so many tomatoes. Look at there's tons in here. There's tons of them. There's a bunch in there that are starting to turn red. I got all these on here. Yeah, and then these Campbell's tomatoes. These are, I don't think I'm buying Campbell's once again. They look really cool, and I've had fun with them. But they seem so picky. And look at those, just all shriveled up. And I think they're determinate. That's why I have them in the tomato cages, because they're determinate tomatoes. So I don't know, they just seem kind of like a pain, and they just don't, they look like really nice tomatoes. So I'm hoping they taste really good. Oh, there's some more cherries. Those cherry tomato plants ended up everywhere. I'm not really sure how. They're a pretty color, and they're kind of glowing at the moment. I don't know why they're glowing, but hopefully they turn red soon. And I hope so. Here's some that are a little greener instead of pale. Yeah, I don't know. And then I gotta get the still out of here. I wanted to cut it down and put it out at the veggie stand, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today. And then here's the other side of the Brandywine yellows, and there's cherry ones in there. See, these cherry ones they almost look better over here than in that other bed. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like a couple of the beds just don't look good. Look how tall this one is. It's nice. Yep, more Brandywines. Yeah, so that's it really for the garden. Well, except for the pumpkins. Let's go see the pumpkins. They look like they grew last night. I did fertilize them last night too, so I thought I gotta give them a boost to get up taller than these weeds. Looks like it helped a little bit. But they look a little taller today. So good. I want these to start growing like weeds. So I'll probably fertilize them again in a couple days. I have a couple different kinds here. This one I didn't do so good at keeping them separate. So I have no idea what kind of pumpkins these each are, but I'm pretty sure they're all different. So maybe some are just gonna grow slower. See, in this one, oh, there's so many weeds over here. This one's starting to vine out, yay. That one's still little. So, I feel like I'm missing a few plants, but some of them are doing really well. So, hopefully if I fertilize them at least once a week, they'll start growing fast enough to outgrow these weeds around here. And this, I don't even know what to do with this. It needs to be mowed. I don't know if I should till it again. I'm sure there's a ton of blister beetles in there, so I don't want to just leave it. I need to do something with it, and I need to get those white daisy looking flowers down that are surrounding the strawberries. And all along here, those things are awful this year. Okay, so that's it for the pumpkins. Onions, look how big that one got. I'm gonna get the rest of these out of here today. Look at that. That little volunteer tomato plant has a couple tomatoes on it today. It's cool. There's this onion head bulb thing here. I don't know much about onions. This is my first year actually growing and getting nice onions. But I don't know if I should leave that and then I'll make more onions for next year. Ooh, there's a great big onion back there. Alright, so I gotta get those up yet. Maybe out today. Look at these. These plants are just, now they're all turning brown. Ugh. They are DEAD. They're done for this year. Sad is I don't know if that's just normal or if that's a disease or if that's bugs. I don't even know at this point. And we have all this lettuce in here. I did find some, I don't know. Look, I see a tomato in a random place in there. So there must be a volunteer tomato plant in there because there's a tomato in there. More onions in there. I don't even know how to find the onions in there. This turned out to be a mess over here. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And then there's a ton of tomatoes in here. Like tons and tons of tomatoes. There were blister beetles in here earlier in the year. As I walk around, I just feel like I hear choo, 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 choo. Bugs eating plants. This all needs to get weed whacked down. The lawnmower has a hard time getting in these few spots. Lawnmower, so I gotta get the weed whacker out. And I need to just be completely covered to do that because these things hurt. They hit ya. Okay, so here we are back at the beans. So that's it. That's all I got. This is pretty much the whole garden. So I have a lot of work to do out here. Still sick though, so I don't know how much I'm gonna get done this weekend. Probably not a ton. But I would definitely, one quick simple thing is to get some cardboard to put over that spot right there. That is out of control. So I think that's what that is one of the things I'm gonna do. Oh, I was hoping I'd find my pruning shears while we were doing this little tour. I gotta get the dill cut down for sure. Gotta check every night for hornworms. I think those are the biggest things. Keep the zucchinis picked and keep checking for cucumbers. I'm a little worried that some of my pickling cucumbers got too big, and that's why the plants aren't looking so great. That very well could have happened. See, this is what I like the cucumbers. Hanging off the trellis like this. This is really nice. I'm happy I finally got them up higher so I can see them. But look at all those pollinators in here. There's so many. I'm just gonna leave these alone for the day, and I will pick them tonight after they're starting to go in. There's a big cucumber under there. So yeah, marigolds. Even my marigolds aren't looking so great. These are harder to water over here though. That could be why. All right, I'm gonna figure out what to do with that broccoli. See, some of the leaves underneath are getting yellow. I'm gonna pick some kale. Yeah, so there's still a lot I'm gonna get done, but probably not as much as I would on a weekend that I wasn't sick. So that's it. I hope you have a lot planned for your weekend in your garden, and I hope everything goes well and you don't have all these bug problems, and maybe we'll get a little bit of rain even. Wait, unless you don't need the rain. We need the rain here, but maybe you don't need rain. Looks like the air quality might not be the greatest today either. So it'll probably be best if I just still take it a little easy this weekend. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And happy growing everything in your garden.